Eline, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Eline and I would love it if you would stick around and subscribe. Today's video is a tutorial on the look I am wearing right now, inspired by pumpkin spice lattes. As you may or may not know, pumpkin spice lattes are my favorite thing ever. I love it when pumpkin spice lattes are back at Starbucks, which is one of the many reasons that fall is my favorite season. So I thought it was appropriate to create a tutorial all around pumpkin spice lattes. Now actually, a fun fact, I was thinking about a tutorial I wanted to do for fall, and I thought, why don't I make a tutorial inspired by pumpkin spice lattes? I'm sure nobody has done it before. How come nobody's ever thought of this? And I thought my idea was genius, but then I looked it up on YouTube and there were like 20 videos like it. But I decided to create this tutorial anyways, since it is inspired by pumpkin spice. It has a lot of oranges in it, and I just hope you really enjoy this tutorial because, again, this is one of my favorite tutorials I've done so far. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get started.
Okay, so as always, I'm going to start off by priming my skin, and for this I'm using my Catrice Primer Fine Beautifying Primer. Now I know I always use the same products, but I'll look for another primer soon because I know it's just getting repetitive. Then for foundation today, I'm actually going in with a BB cream. This is the LA Girl Pro BB cream in the shade Light Medium, and this has amazing coverage, and I also really like the finish of this one. Then for concealer, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Warm. Now I know this looks very light, but in the end it all works out, trust me. So I'm applying this on the usual areas underneath my eyes and in the center of my face, and as always I'm going to blend it out using my Damn Beauty Blender. Then of course it's time to set that concealer in place, and for this I use my Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette in this shade Dulce de Leche. And as you can see, I'm first going in with my beauty blender to make sure there are no creases before I'm setting my under eyes. And then to set the rest of my face in place, I use my Physicians Formula Super BB Powder in the shade Light Medium. I guess it's a BB kind of day. For my contour, I'm going back in with the same Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette, and I'm going to use the contouring shade. Then for bronzer, I decided to try this new P2 Retro Repeats bronzer and blush duo in the shade Harmony, and I'm going to use the bronzer side of the palette. Then for blush, I wanted something that had an orange undertone, since it is a pumpkin spice inspired makeup tutorial, so I decided to use the shade Explore by Hot Makeup. For my highlight today, I went back in with the P2 palette, but before I applied the highlight, I applied some of my setting powder to make sure the highlight was really intense and poppin'. Then for my brows, I used my Colourpop brow color in the shade Dope Taupe, which I applied off camera. I also applied some eyeshadow primer off camera. I used the Milani eyeshadow primer, and then I went back in with my BB powder to set that primer in place. Then as a transition shade, I used the Milani Everyday Eyes palette in the shade Earthy Elements, and I used this matte cinnamony shade as a transition shade, which is going to represent these spices. So I'm going to focus this shade right above my crease so everything blends nicely afterwards. And then I used a semi-clean blending brush to make sure there were no hard edges. And then I used this matte orangey shade, which is going on my actual eyelids, and of course this is going to represent the pumpkin. So as you can see, I'm going to focus this on my actual eyelids, but then blend it out once I reach my crease. And then of course I went back in with the blending brush to make sure everything was nice and blended. Then to add a little bit of dimension to this look, I used my Inglot Eyeshadow in the shade 303, which is just a little bit darker than the shade that's on my actual eyelids. Then I decided to add a little bit more orange and make sure everything was nice and blended again. Then to represent the actual coffee, I decided to use the shade Americano by Geek, and I'm going to apply it as a winged eyeliner, but more subtle, and then I'm going to blend it out using a pencil brush. And with this you don't have to be very precise because it's not really important since we are blending it out and it is very subtle. Then to clean everything up and highlight my brow bone, I used the shade Vanilla Bean, also by Geek. And as an inner corner highlight, I used the shade Shimma, also by Geek, and this is my favorite inner corner highlight. It's so pretty and so intense. I mean, look at that. And I also wanted this to represent the whipped cream in a way. Then I used the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade But First Espresso, again to represent the coffee. And then I'm blending that out using the same transition shade from the Milani palette to make sure everything was nice and smoky under there. Then I decided to add some more orange, and then it was time to curl my eyelashes using my Uemura eyelash curler. Then for mascara, I used my Kiko Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara, which you can see me make a lot of weird faces right now. And then lastly, to top it all off, I used my Kylie Cosmetics Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Exposed because it has a orange undertone, but it is also a little bit brown, so I decided it would complement this look beautifully since, again, it's inspired by pumpkin spice lattes. And that, guys, concludes this pumpkin spice latte inspired makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed this look. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!